Recording. Test. Cool. Awesome. Okay, we'll start it. This is it. We'll start it.
This is it?
Damn it. I forgot my drink, though. This is it. No, this is still part of it. So, guys, welcome again. Another episode. Not going to say the name because I think me and Jimmy are sort of working that still. So, today's episode is brought to you by Good Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Can't eat meat today, but
Can't eat meat today if you're Christian or Catholic.
Catholic,
right?
yeah, Good Friday.
But Christians can eat meat too, though, right? Or no?
I think it's Catholic.
Only
I
Catholics.
think it's only Catholic, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that.
don't quote him on it. The Bible's like,
I mean,
blasphemy. Blasphemy. How dare you?
I'm not like where I eat meat, go crazy, but it's just a tradition kind of I've been doing. I guess not tradition, but like it's been run family type thing.
It's a thing. I get it. Yo entiendo, man. But everyone, this is the guest of today's episode is Marco Campos. He's an old, long time, one of my closest friends. Welcome. Thank you for coming, Marco. I mean, I know you were coming to Austin anyways.
Yeah.
Because, you come visit because just like me, you're living the bachelor life right now in a way. We're single.
Kind of just started.
We're mingling.
I've been really focusing on myself over the past couple, say years type of thing. Started off lost 20 pounds this year, so I've been hitting the gym and hitting the track a little bit, trying to work on myself. And now we're getting back out there, dating a little bit.
Like 20 pounds, man. Jeez, that's amazing. I think maybe I keep losing. I'm also sort of on a diet right now, and I keep losing 5 to 7 pounds, but then I gain it back. Literally, this last weekend, I was very stressed with work, and I pull up to my mom's house, and I bring 3 bags of Flaming Hot Cheetos and a gallon of ice cream, and she's like, "Hijo, ¿qué estás haciendo con esa comida?" I'm like, "Mom, I had a stressful week. Let me be." And I finished the whole damn ice cream gallon before I left. In 2 days, I finished that ice cream thing.
So what I did is the mornings I do an oatmeal with strawberry, morning overnight oats thing. So I've been doing that in the morning and then having a coffee. That's kind of my morning, and then kind of eat lunch. Try to have 3 times to eat a day type of thing. So, but kind of been tracking kind of a little calorie, not crazy tracking calories, but all right, this is this much. So in reality, it's what is it called? A calorie deficit, kind of counting a calorie deficit. So,
Okay.
I'm not really strictly counting, but I'm all right, I know around this much calories, this is this much. So
That's how much I was eating. Gotcha.
Grounding type of thing. So.
No, I get that. I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing too. I basically started doing where I only eat a smoothie or 1 banana in the morning, and that's it. Don't have a lunch. If I do have a lunch, it's not even a lunch. It's just I have nuts for a snack or another fruit.
Yeah, I have a sweet tooth too, what you said, ice cream. So Costco has these ice cream fudge bars that are 100 calories per bar. So it's low calorie, but it tastes like fudge.
You have a Costco membership?
My brother does, and I just use it.
So yeah, exactly. That's how it should be used. It means sharing is caring. That's the ideal form.
I look like him, so I just go beep. Then they started pulling up pictures now.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
They're
still caught me yet. Yeah. I just walk by I own the place. So far, I haven't been pulled up, so pulled over. So
God, isn't that? I mean, did I ever tell you that this happened with my ex? When her friend was visiting, and she brought her husband along, and after you weren't there. You didn't go to Worst with us, but we went to Worst with. I went with my group of friends because she wanted to get there early with her friends. They wanted to go early. When we got there, they were in a bad mood. They're like, "Ugh, we don't want to be here." It's what? It's y'all this is what Texas is. Anyways, that's beside the point. That's not the point. The point is, late in the night, they went out to West 6. I was going to meet them later because I left Worst Fest later than they did. I think they left at 9, I left at 11. Yeah. So I went there, went to West, and I immediately when I get there, my ex is all like, oh my God, babe, like, thank God you're here. Everyone's having, it's like the worst time. I'm like, why? What's going on? It's like, they're in such a bad mood. Like, they don't want to be out. Jesus. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are they going to do? Just sit home and everything? They're like, yeah. So it was just a shitty mood and everything. And I was like, oh, great. This is what I walked into.
We did go to Worst Festival that one.
Yeah, we did go 1 year, though. Yeah, we did. But anyways, so we go to, I forget what bar we were at, I think Dogwood. So we go to another bar right below Mayfair, I think, maybe. Or somewhere on West, right?
Yeah.
And it's like this bar with a mechanical bull in it. It's not that packed, not that busy, but keep in mind, by the way, her friend is older.
Did you ride
so
it
like, no. I wish you'd been, get on a cowboy. Woo, woo. I could never, dude. Like, I saw some girls on there, and they like, well, a guy was on there when I walked down. I remember a guy walking was on it already, right? And like, I don't know why they like upped the antage on the men. Yeah. But like, that guy went flying off of it. I was like, Jesus, this guy's like about like these men. But obviously, who wants to see a guy riding a mechanical bull? No. He's like, get off that thing. It's for the women. We need some sexiness in this bar. Anyways. And, well, I don't know how it all started, but I was like hanging out with my ex. We were talking, and I forget exactly what was going on, but like we're over here on the right side of the bar, right? Yeah. Or the right side of the mechanical bull circle. Yeah. And they're like, they just got drinks. So her mom was with us, by the way. I forgot to mention this. Her mom was with us and her brother was with us. And so I don't know what happened, but her mom started like, she was already kind of drunk. And so was her friend's husband who was there too. Mm-hmm. And she like, he said something to her and she got so mad. He was like grabbing her shirt. Like, Jesus. It's like, it was like literally like, I was like, this woman about to fight this grown ass man? Like, Jesus. And this is my ex's mom. Yeah. I'm like, do I intervene? Does she intervene? And she literally, my girlfriend at the time, she literally just, she's like, she grabs a drink like this and just like runs away. I'm like, where are you going? This is your mom. You got to handle the situation. I don't know if I should intervene or not.
It's about to be a one-on-one for
exactly. Like, am I going to be a bad boyfriend for not like intervening? Anyways, afterwards, they like, people, somehow some stranger calmed them down. And so we separate the two, the husband, the friend of my ex, and then her mom's with her brother. And I'm talking to them like, what's going on? And he's all like, she's all mad at me because I said something, I think something she deemed racist. And I'm like, well, what do you say? He's like, that you all look alike. Like, you know, clearly if y'all, hopefully this video actually works out, because I think I only have one so far good recording of video. So,
I mean, we all do look alike.
But every eventually, I mean, let me finish the story. To the point, like, I wasn't necessarily hurt by it because this goes back to like my fact that my ex was a white, you know, in the white majority. Yeah. And I am clearly Hispanic, Colombian, Guatemalan.
Do you prefer white women or not?
No, I don't know. No. Marco, you know this. I don't have a preference. I do not.
Why'd you date a white girl?
Oh my God. Everyone asked that. I was like, what? You with a white woman? What is you doing? It's like it's like no one expected it. I don't know. She was a good girlfriend though. But yeah, man, like it was a little like when someone says something like kind of, it is racist, right? When especially it's like, but I didn't take it too badly because like,
it's like
I knew that person was based like he was ignorant. He's just like, you like dumb white piece of
ignorant, like old white dude racism type of thing. It's not really racist, but it's like,
yeah,
to them it's like a regular question.
Yeah, because they are from up north of Pennsylvania, and I'm down. You know, this is Texas, and then me being Hispanic, that's just a regular thing. But to your point with the whole, we all look alike. Yeah. You could say that about any race eventually. Like if we all go, if we Hispanics went to Japan, China, you know, the Philippines, Vietnam, we would be like, oh, these Asians look alike. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, but to like everyone has this thought, but to just bluntly say it to a person of that race, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you on, bro?
Pretty bold, pretty bold.
Pretty bold. It is pretty bold.
All right, you want to rewind it and see? Go back to, I guess.
No, rewind.
How we met or friends.
Oh, yeah. We can do that. Totally. Appreciate. Yeah. Good segue. Anyways, segue. That's a great segue. Friendship. This...
I don't know how we met, though. How did we meet?
Yeah, I want to see. That's my question, Marco.
Middle school.
Do you remember really how we met?
I don't remember how we met. I know we were in middle school football. I know you were like D lineman. I was O lineman in middle school.
Which makes sense. How did we become friends?
But I don't know how we...
I feel like, this is how I feel. Did you know Cody and Adrian and Zane before me? I feel like that's how. Because you lived next to Cody and them. So... were you at that table, like in 8th grade or 7th grade, where we all just sat together? I don't know how it was me, Tyran. Do you remember Tyran?
Oh, yeah.
Me, Tyran, and Armand.
Oh, okay.
Or Armand or
Armand.
Armand. We just joined y'all's table. And
I think I remember that, Well, I don't think I remember you joining, but I remember you guys being there, though,
God, that was the best. Legit, like I never thought I'd be part of a food fight, and we started a legit food fight in the half of the cafeteria. I don't know if anyone has ever been in a food fight before in school, like whether it was high school, junior high, elementary, but it was 7th grade where we legit. But like, we used to do this thing. Remember this thing we used to do where like we put a milk carton in the middle of this? So like the table it's a long table, right? It's not a circle table, it's a long table. And it's like only sitting this way, right? So there's like maybe 4 or 5 of us on this side, 4 or 5 of us on this side. And so sometimes what we would do is we would put a milk carton in the middle of the table. And it was like, it just doesn't matter what. I was like, chocolate milk. It's like, why does the flavor matter? And we would all grab it, like put a hand on it, and we would be like, oh, remember that?
I remember that.
That's how it started.
Looking back, I was like, weird suck.
We were so stupid back then. It's crazy how dumb we were as kids. But that was still good times.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't know what happened one day. I remember, like, we started then getting, like, amping it up even more. Like, we started then chucking food at each other. And then, like, when we do that, eventually, like, we got to a point where, like, we hit the other table and they'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why are you throwing shit? It's like food fight. So that's what, I remember this, the food fight that happened. We didn't even say food fight. No. It literally was just like, we started throwing shit and the table got like enough and they started throwing shit and then it kept hitting the other table and then it just spread. Fucking amazing. And then the principal was like, everyone sit. And it got so quiet in the cafeteria.
When did we ever get to, when did we start? Because I know we always throw like house parties at your house, but when did that start? Is it high school?
Well, so I think, let's go, if you want to, let's stay on the path, like keep it linear.
Oh, okay.
So I think from the lunch table, I know we unfortunately had to get split up. Yeah. They were like, y'all can't sit next to each other no more. We didn't even get in trouble that badly. It's just like, you can't sit next to each other. No detention, no nothing. Or do we get attention?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember getting attention for that. I've gotten attention, but I don't think it was for that.
I think it was for that,
But I keep saying but I'm sorry. I'm not Robin Scherbatsky, okay? Have you seen How I Met Your Mother? No? They make fun of this thing because she's a news reporter thing.
Yeah.
Oh, news reporter for a channel in New York. And whenever she's interviewing people who come on to the show, the news show, she always says but and they make it whole episodes about like how Ted finds out through his class because he's a professor at a college, and the class teacher's like, you know Robin Scherbatsky, she's the best. And he's all like, why do y'all like her so much? And it's like, well, Professor Mosby, she says and it's like, what do you mean? It's like, we made a drinking game that whenever she says we drink. And we get hammered. And I'm doing it right now. I'm just like, shit, I'm saying too much. Yeah. All right, back to the thing. So I think because we sat at the table, we eventually, since I knew you from the table, I talked to you more in football.
Yeah.
And then from there,
I don't know why I joined football, because I was more of like a soccer guy. I don't even know how I got into football.
And you would try out, dude.
I did try out.
And did you ever make it?
I made like freshman year, but I wasn't, I guess confidence-wise. And you can only kind of do one sport. If you kind of cross sports, it's kind of hard to make both teams.
But, we had some good, our school was like, what was the district we were in? Do you remember? Like, it was like we were the top tier district of sports. So we had good players.
Yeah.
Like on any sport, basketball, track, soccer. So especially all the Hispanics played soccer, and they were freaking amazing.
They were pretty good.
Like, who do you got? All I remember is like Enrique played soccer.
Yeah. I know the girls' soccer.
Lionel.
Good. Yeah.
Who else? Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think, obviously, like, you were on football, Cody was in football, Adrian was in football.
Yeah, I think we're all
was Zane in football?
Yeah, I think
so, like,
one time
eventually, you know, as the more we hung out and got to know each other, we became more and more friends. Yeah. And then that wasn't really in elementary. That was in high school. So, yeah, I didn't even put the justification of that. Yeah, from sitting at lunch and starting junior high football together, eventually high school football, it was able to see even more time together, which made us become more friends. And then we got to where we are. Well, back to your thing with the whole high school thing. And then because of that, hey, I've never talked about this in the podcast yet. This is amazing. This is a great thing you brought up, Mark. This is crazy.
So I think
these are about some crazy stories.
So my thing is, did you always want to do house parties, or were you kind of like forced? Not forced, but like, I guess.
Well, no. So yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Yeah. So like, I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but I think I became more like you said, going back to confidence. Yeah. I became more confident of who I was in 11th grade. Like, I only had I was only friends with Amon and Tyran. Yeah. And they're not bad people, but they were like socially awkward people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They didn't know people, and I was also that way. And it wasn't until like, I don't know how this even really happened, but you know Zach Sweet. Yeah. Exactly. So Zach Sweet lived in my neighborhood where I lived when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And I know, as a guy, we play video games together, so you literally make friends with your friends who play online together. So like Halo, Call of Duty, Gears of War. Yeah. So I know one day I was like hanging out at my house, and Zach was like, come over to my house, man. Like, Steven's here. I was like, Steven who? It's like, you know him, the guy, this game. I forgot what Steven's gamer tag was back then. Like XDGK something. Steve-O something. Yeah. And so I came over, and that's the first time I met Steven. That's how I met Steven in face-to-face. It was at Zach's house. And then eventually Steven was like, nice to finally meet you, man, in person. And from there, like, Steven's, he was cool, but I say he's cool, but he wasn't popular. He just knew everybody. Okay. Like, he was like the Matthew McConaughey of like Dazed and Confused. Yeah. Like, he was just like the guy that everyone knew, but he wasn't like this popular people. Like, who do you think was popular back then? Like, if you,
like, mostly like the,
or like name them, like see if you can name them.
I don't even know.
See that we also had a big high school. I don't know if when I mention
like the top sports number, people kind of always hung out.
Like Jamel James was obviously popular.
Yeah, top sports people and all.
I think of like, guys a lot. Kyle Greenberg, even Kevin Copoys. There's even more. I mean, I'm just mentioning like several people.
Just a lot,
But like Preston Moreau. I mean, I wish I have our yearbook, but I could like bring out like that whole thing. It was just like, we're not gonna go back and like reminisce, because high school to me wasn't that great. It wasn't until really senior year was a great year when I finally like broke. I broke out of my cocoon into a social butterfly. I started really making friends outside of like my socially awkward friends, which I feel bad. They were my friends, but you really do sometimes lose friends just because you grow apart. So that's what happened with Tyran and Armand. Like, they couldn't get out of the social awkward phase.
Yeah, you just kind of wanted to get out of it.
And I wanted to like, I was
not stuck, but they were comfortable.
Yeah, I guess they're comfortable. They just couldn't break out of that awkwardness.
I got you.
And with Steven, I don't know what happened, but like Steven one day was just like, hey man, let's hang out. And he introduced me to Diego Cervantes, Alex Ceballos, Oscar Romero, and I met, and they were part of like the popular kind of group too, like cool people. Yeah. And from there, like, I got really close with Steven, and we did a lot of stuff together. Yeah. And eventually, my parents, after like high school, they saw this, and I turned 18 in high school as well, that they were like, he's having friends, and they eventually told me, it was like, hey, if you ever want to have people over and you want to drink here, you're more than welcome to.
I think you did more than drink.
Yeah, I think we did more than drink. Yeah, we did. We did a lot of crazy stuff. So yeah, we ended up they gave me that like pass, and I was just like, oh. You have no idea what's going to happen now. So much stuff went down. So it wasn't like it's not a big house. It's not like a mansion or anything. It's just like a regular 2-story home.
Yeah.
But my parents also had they built an additional balcony.
Yeah.
Off my sister's room and then next to my parents' room. Their room was huge because it was their room plus the additional balcony room below it. And
I remember we're playing BP up there. That's like one of the most iconic.
That's when we started. That's when we started. That's when we. Oh God,
those are so iconic.
Those were so iconic. We played BP like it was a professional sport. Like we had tournaments. It was all right, guys. It's game time. Like, all right, what's the teams? Like, I got Marco and Zach for round 6. Like round.
The whole board and everything.
Like the whole board. You know, Zach and Steven. I had Cody and Adrian.
Yeah.
Me and, I don't know.
I think we played so much that
we played
one time we went to the hookah lounge, right? Were you there when we played in the hookah lounge and we snuck like beer and
dude, we did a lot
in like the secret room or whatever.
And then because Steven was, I told you, Steven's cool. Yeah. Like on top of being cool in high school, he like was cool everywhere. He like knew everybody. He knew the owner of this Zen. Oh, it was called Zen.
It's like a hookah lounge.
It's called Zen, but it's a hookah lounge. Yeah. And the guy, like, without even like I had to pay or anything, he was just like, yeah, man, just go and use that room.
We have like a private room where we just played beer pong. And then the cops showed up one time, I think, too.
That was the funniest. Because we're not, obviously a hookah lounge, well, that was a specific venue, or place, wasn't allowed to serve alcohol. It was just to smoke hookah.
We were under 21.
And we were under 21 too. It was so funny. So we did that many times. The last time we did it was when we didn't get caught, but we almost felt like we got caught. Where we were in the secret room, and we were like, what's going on outside? It was like too much. And we walk outside, and there are like 8 cop cars out the front door, and we'll just like bail. We just all walk out the room and leave everything behind.
I guess it wasn't like crazy, but it's times you kind of look back on, you're like, oh yeah.
No, man, we did some crazy things.
We did some crazy things.
Like,
but you just look back on it and you're like, oh.
Because I mean, that's what I say about Katie. Growing up in Katy, it's just like, it makes you realize like there was really I don't feel like there was much to do besides like be wild. Like everyone would like all the rednecks would go mudding. Yeah. Like back you've been to that we went to that place
bonfire one time.
That bonfire and stuff. Yeah. You'll go mudding there. House parties.
Yeah.
You know, I only went to one house party in high school, but people threw a lot of house parties. And then y'all went to that crazy wild one that I couldn't go to. We tell that story. That's an amazing story that I didn't go to. But yeah, so eventually I think the summer of, I don't know exactly the summer, but I think it was summer 14, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I was 19. And my parents wanted to go to Europe. And I didn't want to go because I was crushing on this girl at the time so hard. Do you remember?
What was her name?
Adrian. Last name, but Adrian. She worked at, I started working at HEB senior year. So I was like, first of all, going back to football, I quit football senior year, or like prior to senior year, because I was C team, which like there was 3 tiers. There was C team, B team, A team. Yeah. And I quit senior year prior to going into senior year because I was like, I suck. I did suck. I wasn't that good.
Remember when we worked at La Finca?
La Finca?
That was crazy.
God, we did a lot. We did stuff, man.
So it was like a Mexican
Our friendship goes back a long time. Because that was what?
Because we were like, I remember you were like, oh yeah, I got a job. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, I don't have anything. Like, because I think that's the same time I quit football as well.
I love how this guy gets fired. So he only works there for like less than 2 weeks. Because he got earrings one day.
They wanted us to like carry the tray with our hands like this, all professional.
I could do that. I could.
I mean, I could, but I was like, why? Just fucking like carry. I think I spilled it sometimes.
No, that looks so weird.
It's like drinks and shit. Like you can spill it.
Yes,
it's wobbly.
I don't know, man. Like I
multiple.
I had a knack for. I was like. But no, the reason you got fired is because they literally...
So then I made a little money, and then a lot of times this waiters jip you. It's supposed to be, what, like 70-30 or split or something like that?
Oh, that place also was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of illegal dudes.
It was like, well, maybe illegal dudes, but it was also, it felt cliquey in a way that
it was like cliquey.
People who already set in their ways there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was what it was.
But that's not why you got fired. Say why you got fired.
So, I got a little money from working there, and I bought myself like some earrings. So I got ear piercings.
They look good.
Yeah, and then I think the dude came out to me.
Yeah, the manager.
Like, the manager, like some Hispanic old dude, you know. He came and he's like, he took something away, snatched like my apron or something. He's like, come back when you're ready to work or something. You know, we don't allow earrings in there. And I'm like, this dude, I think his like brother or something was working in there. He was wearing earrings at the same time. So I'm like, this dude's wearing earrings. How come I can't wear earrings? And then he's like, come back when you're ready to work. And so I never came back. And it was just, it's pretty much
never came back. He just walked out. He's like, all right, peace.
Yeah, because I was like, once you get him, you got to let him stay for a minute. And then it's like, you got to let him settle. And then I was
that was kind of a stupid thing. Like,
I was like,
no, I mean, you know, there's not a lot of like rules. And then out of nowhere, just like, hey, no earrings, you know.
I know, and I'm like, this dude's wearing earrings. Why can't I wear earrings?
Yeah, and there's women there who wear like, so women can't wear earrings either, like, you know.
No, I think they could. I think it just.
Yeah, but that isn't that like the whole like, isn't that so crazy how we have like like double standards? Women can wear earrings, but guys can't, you know.
Yeah. And then I was like, come back ready to work. I'm like, fuck this dude, I ain't doing this shit. They made us like come in early and fucking broom and take out the trash.
All that too, and you have to wake up ready to do the early shifts.
You go like early and shit, and I'm like, barely get any fucking money.
But that's what it is to be a waiter.
But it is what it is.
That's what it takes to be a waiter sometimes. It wasn't like a high tier restaurant or anything. No. It was like a decent Mexican restaurant
for like high school type.
Yeah, but we were in high school too.
Yeah.
But
and that's where we kind of went towards HEB, yeah.
and then I got you hired for HEB too.
Yeah,
yeah, working like God. Everyone was we grinded. Yeah, freaking. I also got a job at HEB. That's how close I was to Steven at the time, back in Katy. Literally, Steven got me into so much stuff. Like he made me become social. He made me, you know, he got me jobs. He got me even like confidence to like ask girls out. Yeah. I attribute a lot to Steven. I tell him all the time, like, Steven, like sometimes I swear to God, you saved my life.
Everyone needs like a little
push
from
hand.
Take a little push.
And so even like at HEB, Steven was working there for a while too. And I was like, can you give me a job? He's like, yeah, man. And I got hired. And then I got you to get hired. Yeah. But then you left after a month too.
I forgot why I left. I think I did EMT at high school. That's kind of why I think. The hospital thing. That's
maybe.
Weird. And then out of high school,
Yeah, you didn't leave. I don't think you got like, this time you didn't get fired. You just, You left.
Get fired, I might have got fired. Well, I didn't show up. So same shit.
And then even I got Stephen and Henry hired on. And I think even my cousin for a while worked at HEB when he was living with us for a little bit. Because he was moving to the States. Or he was staying in America because he's from Colombia.
I hung out with a bunch of people that from HEB too. We had a little like HEB gang.
And also that's the crazy thing about HEB, by the way, because I always say we're based in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it again. I always mention that because every episode I always mention we're based in Texas.
HEB is like Florida has Publix, Texas has HEB type of thing.
But like HEB is almost like a cult sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like all hail the mighty HEB. But like especially in Katy, it's like you literally be like. You would rep the store number, be like 497, like what up?
I just said Mason Road.
Because Cody worked at the one off of Peak.
Yeah, like
right, Peak Road, Pinoak, yeah. And that's where he met his wife, his now wife,
with the kid now too.
Well, hopefully by now they announced it. But congratulations, Alina and Cody. They're now gonna be parents. So happy for them. It's crazy.
It's great.
It's crazy, man. How like. This goes back to our whole friendship, like how we've known each other more than 10 plus years now.
Yeah, because you talk to some other people, they don't really, some people go back with some other people a long time, but a lot of times it stops, like you go see new people, but it's crazy that we like stayed connected.
I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, well, I think the crazy thing is like, it is crazy, but I mean, it's not like crazy in the sense it's like that, where we are now in our lives, more like our age. Like we're in our 30s and we're still able to hang out and stuff, and we're still good friends. You know, that's what it is. And it's so much has happened in our life. You know, like going back to Cody and Lena, like they met in HEB, and who would have thought like then that Cody that was going to be his future wife. They've been together for 10 plus years now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They've been married. They got married just 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Cancun, man.
And that was a great time, too. That's an amazing time. And now look at us. And now they're going to be parents. Like, so much happens with our lives, you know? I mean, I moved to St. Marcos, went to Texas State for 5 years, then moved to Austin.
Yeah, I went to Lubbock with my brother. I went to Texas Tech, so.
But then COVID happened, then moved back to Houston, stayed there for a year and a half, then came back to Austin. I've been here since 2021, basically, and I don't plan on leaving, man. Like, I love Austin.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to convince you to move here. And hopefully you do. You don't have to, but you should.
Yeah, like I said, stars are aligning, you could say, kind of with everything and the timing. And
stars are aligning.
Got to start a new job that's more like consistent income, so like you can.
And it's remote.
So you can kind of go anywhere with it.
Dude,
well, not anywhere, but like mostly anywhere.
That's the main. Yeah. You have to, especially Marco, especially you. You should try to take as much advantage of it as possible. I know a friend of mine when she was working remotely.
They called her back in, or what?
No, she would literally travel.
Oh, okay.
Like, she had a place to stay, but she would just always
like travel and work.
Like go somewhere
and like different places work. Same, yeah.
Which is amazing. I would love to do that, but I mean, I have my dog. Where's my Rubia? Where you at? She's probably in the room. She's tired.
Yeah, like I said, I like remote can be lonely at times, but it's at the same time I remember the days where you had to drive in traffic every day, and you got the tolls, and you got gas, and you got just a whole bunch of other expenses.
Yeah, I mean, and then like,
but it is, you get that social, like you get to see people, talk to them.
I do miss that. I do this, Matt. This is, I mean, and I always say this. It's why another reason why I did the podcast to like. Hopefully, eventually, if like this if this becomes a thing, because that's my hope for this, is that this eventually becomes such a viral, popular, it hits resonates with people that like I can make this my whole like life.
Do you have a name for it or not yet?
Yeah, I have a name.
What's the name?
Well, as of right now, I've changed it. Now that I'm doing a course with Jimmy, and hopefully that keeps working out. That. It's called Philosophizers. That's what we're calling it.
Philosophizers?
Remember before I was saying like I made a poll and everything?
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it common side effects of life. Yeah. And, but like I never wanted to do it on my own. I always pictured it with a co-host. Yeah. I thought, and I still believe Jimmy's the perfect co-host. So that's why like I wanted to but I didn't want to keep the name if we we're going to do it together. So like the first episode I did, not going to be part of this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. But originally, I was just going to keep doing my own podcast. Yeah. But then after the second episode, I was like, no, I need to do this with a co-host. Because I need to have... I need a constant engagement with someone, as well as we dive more into like specific subjects.
It's two different views too, as well.
Yeah.
Different viewpoints. You can kind of go here and there.
Well, like what's happening right now, like we just talked, so far we've just been talking about our friendship history.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know yet what to like discuss with you,
Yeah.
Like eventually, if you ever back on, I would love to talk to you about global warming. Let's not get into it, but I'm just saying, something like that. That could be the whole episode. Because literally, one episode so far we did was, the first episode, I forget exactly, we were just like introducing what the podcast was about.
Yeah.
But just like the last episode me and Jimmy did together.
Yeah.
I think all we did was talk about my sex life, basically. All we did. That's all we talked about. The whole, like, almost hour and a half.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a bad thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, I can't do that. I can't do that with guests. With a co-host, I can. But with a guest, I can't talk about just one subject for the whole episode. So that's the thing.
Maybe we'll get to it later, maybe, or maybe another episode.
Another episode when you're, because I would love to have you back on, and we can delve into more, like, subject things. But
what's another topic we got?
Well, I mean, we can. Yeah, I mean, we talked about friendship for a while, so I would love to get. Marco is a accountant.
Yeah, it's
kind of. So explain that. Well, you went to Texas Tech.
I went to Texas Tech for accounting. Graduated. But I kind of don't. I mean, my title's an accountant, but it's really something you kind of deal with financials here and there. But it's not really like what an accountant does, but it has stuff to deal with like business and all that.
Yeah, but because of your degree, though, you already have this. You have more knowledge than the average person does on financial things, which is why I mean, I forget what it was. We started talking about financial stuff, but you brought up, you're like, hey, I'm investing in all this, and you showed me. I was like, God damn, Marco, like look at you hustling out here. Well, you making money moves. I'm like, that's what you like. We all need to be striving for. Like, you are financially literate. You know exactly what to do, and you're doing what all people should do. Because I think.
Well, right now I'm more like super risky stuff. A lot of people say like go, S&P 500 and over whatever years. That's cool and all, but I don't know. I guess with the super crazy amount of money that works, but if you only have like, I'm trying to turn somewhat decent money into like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then kind of, take one big risk kind of is what I'm doing, which is good and bad depending how it goes, still. But yeah, as when I make it, if it turns out to be good, then I kind of play it safe type of deal. But right now I have the opportunity to go a little more riskier, I guess, while I'm younger too.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying only that. I'm saying that also, like, the average person, they don't know. It's not like, that's something that they need to, like, I don't know if they're doing this in high school anymore, but I learned out because of part of my degree is, like, you have to know how to, like, balance, like, essentially, you have to analyze, is this material worth purchasing, like, for this longevity, or should you buy so let me put this example. So material A costs this much, it's cheaper than material B, but because of that, the longevity of that material only lasts this long compared to the longevity B, it lasts this long, but it costs this much more. And so, like, because of that got me interested in finances. And then I think what was that movie that happened? The Big Short. Have you seen The Big Short?
Big Short, yeah.
With A-star classes. You had Brad Pitt in it. Yeah. You had Steven Seagal. Not Steven Seagal. Yeah. Steven Carell.
They always have those memes and everything.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Oh, yeah, that meme lately. He's like, the bubble. It's like, there's a bubble. There's a bubble. Which is happening right now. Isn't that insane?
Like Klarna, like Taco Bell and all that. Whatever.
You had the it's not DoorDash, but that DoorDash subscription was just like, you can now have payment plans on DoorDashes. Like, how is that a good idea?
Yeah, shit's gonna turn bad soon, but we're due for a bad time.
Yeah, we are due for a bad time. The tariffs that's going on right now, the tariffs are freaking nuts. Like, freaking, we were talking about it earlier on the phone. Not earlier today, but previously, we were talking about how, like, it's crazy how literally it's like a game of chicken with China versus United States. It's like, I raise you 100. Yeah, and then China's just like, all right, you orange man, I will raise you 145. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The market's just going.
Yeah, they're just doing this crazy thing. And then their whole thing will, like, I think it's just freaking nuts politically what's going on right now. Where he brought on his billionaire friends. Remember after the whole, like, drop 2 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was just like, how much did you make? $100 million? How much did you make? $1 billion. It's like, how is that not...
They all insider trade.
Inside trading. Like, what is happening right now?
Like, Biden insider traded, Trump's insider trading. Like, I don't really go, if you ask me what side I'm on, I'm a little more conservative than liberal. But I started off more liberal, I guess you could say, in college coming out. But shit's just gone too left on the left side, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
inside I am a little more liberal, but shit's just going too far, I guess. Like, they've taken it a little too far on the left side a little bit.
Would you like to elaborate?
Like transgenders and going men's into women's bathrooms and
like type of the stuff. Rights for like.
Yeah, almost like men and women's sports.
Almost like being too sensitive, right? Like I do get that with us. Like
you gotta do at a certain point. You're like, dudes can't be playing in women's sports.
Yeah, you can't accommodate. You can't accommodate everyone's needs. I get it. Like it isn't.
You gotta have like a certain
because it's like
point.
Dave Chappelle said this.
I'm not like anti. Well, maybe I am anti.
No.
But
no.
I just don't agree with that.
Because you're conservative. It's also because
Well, I'm Catholic as well.
Yeah, like that's the whole point. Like, this is why, I respect, as friends on a friend. I'm like, just because you believe this, I'm not going to be not friends with you. Like, I respect your views because you will legit give me like you'll logistical, logical reasonings as to why you believe what you believe, which is totally fine. I get it.
Well, I'm not like I just Catholic. I believe in this because Catholic. No, I do a little research. I mean, not you do your own soul searching and realize
exactly
what you
like
believe in.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get that point. You can have and you.
I guess I'm a little more.
As long as it's not like. It's not like. I don't know how do I explain it. It's not like you're not wanting bad things for transgender people.
Yeah, like say
right? You just don't.
Yeah, I'll use this as an example. Like
give me an example.
Like gay, like Catholic. I'm not for gay, but I don't hate gay people. It's just don't agree with that.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That's a great example.
Like then they're having like kids do gender affirming surgeries and they're young. I'm like, gay. If you're older and want to be gay, do whatever you want. You know, like cool with it. But if you're messing with like kids, doing life changing like operations on them, I'm like, yeah, it's at a certain point you're like, all right, just wait till they're grown and then you can do whatever you want. But they're trying to like go with the kids doing the surgery when they're younger, and like when you're younger, you don't know. You do have a lot of things on your mind, you know. Like back when we were younger, we didn't really know some stuff, and then when we get older, we make our decisions, and then all right, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, I can see the logistics behind, like logical reason behind that. I mean, I too.
Yeah, it's not right, or it's just kind of my.
I'm not like against it or for it, but I mean, I would just argue and be like, hey, like, do you really want to? If my kid, say, if I have a kid, which I don't want kids, but if I had a kid and they say he's a 10-year-old boy and he comes like, Dad,
Dad, I want to be a girl.
I kind of feel like I'm a girl.
Like, no, you're not.
I'm like, no. I'd be like, do you really feel that way? I'm like, why? And then I really try to see why he would feel that way. And so if he's like that, I'm like, okay, how about this? Like, look, I want you to be happy. I want you to be comfortable in your body and stuff. But, like, you're too young to want to, like, change
you can't
your body
surgery,
chemistry
like,
yet. Like, I remember I was your age, you know, like, hormones are a crazy thing right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, even logistically, your brain doesn't fully develop till you're 25, 27.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I would say, whatever you want later in life, I will give it to you. I will even help you and support you in doing it.
If you're older and still believe like that, then
wait. Please, like, you can dress like a girl if you want to, do whatever you want, act like a girl, all that. I don't care. I will love you no matter who you are. Yeah. I mean, I have gay friends. I love them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, because I've heard I'm not saying this is everybody. Just from my point of view and what I've read and seen, there are some, you know, stories about transgender people who are like, oh, I feel like I was a boy growing up, and they changed it to a boy.
Yeah.
And then they regret it. They're like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah,
I don't actually feel this way.
I'm not saying it's like right or wrong to be transgender.
Exactly.
But you can be a transgender, just be. Well, I don't agree with like the bathroom thing. That's a different story. But like, if you want to be transgender when you're older, go ahead. Just like when you're younger, obviously you're going through a whole bunch more hormone changes. You don't really. There's some people that end up being transgender, and there's some people that regret it. So you got to have like. I just don't think they shouldn't have it when they're younger. And then when you're older, go ahead.
You know, I would say, I mean, for me, the back thing doesn't bother me at all. Because, like, could you imagine, like, a woman, just say this, not even like a sex change or anything.
Yeah.
Like, a woman, because I've done this, I don't know if you've ever been to, like, a night out and you're, like, at this club. Well, Worst Fest. This is a good example of Worst Fest, right?
Yeah.
I'm at Worst Fest. And this woman has to pee. And, you know, women obviously, their lines are always longer because they have stalls and they only have so much space and they have to pee and all that, you know, wipe and stuff.
That's true.
And men just go like, psst, psst, all right, done. You know, they don't wipe their hand with savages. Yeah. And so I know a woman one time was like, can I please cut in line and just use the stall? You know, and we were like, go ahead. And she walks in, she's like, Jesus fucking, she's like, God damn. She's like, what the hell? It stinks like shit in there. Guys, like, if a woman wants to become a man and wants to deal with that, you're more than welcome to walk into our world. I would rather use a woman's bathroom if I could, but.
Well, it's like, it's all fine and dandy.
Sometimes it's just like gross. I'm like, men could be so gross. Like,
yeah, it is pretty bad. But like I said, it's all fine and dandy until something bad happens. And something bad's going to happen. It's just due time. And how do you respond to that bad event is the thing, you know. Which is, I guess, that's why it's a hot topic right now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's... I don't know, man. It's just I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're not right or wrong.
It's not right or wrong
for it anyways. It's just like just different opinion. It really is. Yeah. I feel like would it be great if we lived in a society where like everyone can use any bathroom, right? Like
it should technically it should, but then you
because it would make it so much. One, going back to what I'm saying,
perfect world,
men are gross.
Yeah,
I mean,
women are gross.
But I'm not saying they can't be. But I mean, I've never really walked into. I don't know if I've done it where I've like been a janitor like at HEB, especially at HEB. Yeah. I did it like once or twice. Well, they asked me to clean the bathroom, and the men's is just way grosser. Yeah, it always is.
Yeah.
Or even at La Finca, they asked us to clean the bathroom.
Oh yeah, they did. No.
It's just the men's are always grosser. It's just like ugh. And even the gym locker rooms, like I don't know, I've never been to a girls' locker room in the gym, but like
we used to go to 24. Did you go to 24?
Yeah, I used to go to 24. Yeah,
and then they always had the old dudes naked in the locker room.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how it is in women's. Will they do old women also walk around just butt ass naked everywhere?
Just random old dude naked.
But random old guys are just like up, like with the leg propped up, like come on, see, and they're just like, how's it hanging? And it's like, well, your balls are hanging pretty down low, but how's it hanging? It's like, I'm trying not to look. I'm just hanging good, man. Like, take it easy.
I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah, I have a lot of old men at my gym too, and they're just like they are so comfortable in being naked. I mean, it's not like I'm not uncomfortable because we grew up in football. Like we were in football, so we saw other men normally like naked.
Yeah. I remember that.
But yeah, it's different when you see like when you're old, and obviously as you get older, everything just because of gravity just sags. So it's just like it's like put that away. No one wants to see that. Yeah, if I go to the locker room, I have to change. I usually just always dress to go to the gym prior, and I'm just don't have to change. But if I do it so fast. I'm like, is anyone around? Okay, cool. You just change.
What are the topics we got?
I mean. Oh yeah, we need to go more in financial stuff though, because I wanted to ask you like, I mean part of why I wanted you to move to Austin is like it would be great to have you as a roommate, and one of my financial goals this year, because it technically is a financial goal, right?
Yeah,
is to own a house. Like houses right now are very cheap in Austin. I don't know if they are everywhere in the States.
Cheaper.
And like to have a capacity to own a home would be amazing right now. Like, it's getting. My dad told me this when I was very little, and I still keep this in my mind, back of my mind today. Yeah. Life seems to be getting easier, right? Yeah. But the truth is, it is easier, but there's like a obscure background that it actually is getting harder, though. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think life is getting harder?
Certain things are getting harder, and certain things get easier. Like, I guess when you have more money now, you're older versus other things get. I guess.
Well, I'm saying this is how it's getting harder. One, like with AI right now. I mean, I don't know exactly what company this is. It's a brand new company. It's like a startup company, where the boss is saying, "I need new employees, and every employee I'm interviewing right now, I'm stating, hey, if you want to work for my company, you get the job right away, but you have to prove to me AI can't do your job." Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
Mostly everything. So that's why I think it's going to get. The job market's pretty rough right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's harder. There's more people, really, and obviously,
and AI.
Inflation's a thing. It's always going to be a thing. You can't. All you can do is combat it to like slow it down stuff. But it's like supply. I always say this is why it's such a crazy thing that like Earth has finite resources.
Yeah.
So over the years, there's more and more people growing. The supply and demand, supply of everything is going up, and the demand of stuff is going up. I mean, the supply of stuff is going down. Yeah. Demand of stuff is going up. So that's why inflation exists.
Well,
and so because of that, it's getting harder. Like people are being kind of ridiculous. Going back to the payment plans. People they can't afford to buy things, so they have to rely on payment plans. But also they use payment plans for ridiculous things like door dashing. Like
Yeah.
if you have to pay plan your McDonald's,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be even door dashing.
So this is where I bring gold, because I'm a gold bug. I'm a gold dude. I'll bring gold in the equation here, because you said inflation, which is pretty much the devaluing of the dollar. You put it that way.
Yeah, it's currency, not actual commodities and stuff.
So I've been reading about gold and how gold is. Gold's like the constant, if that makes sense. Like you make an equation, gold's the constant. So what happens when the gold price goes up? It means it's not the gold that's actually going. I mean, it is going up, but it's more of the value of the dollar that's going down, which is making gold move up. Because gold is a constant. If you think about like an equation.
Yeah, because I get it. Yeah, because it's a finite resource. There's only so much gold.
Yeah, gold has used money since way back in time. So like, yeah, it's like, so the fiat, which is pretty much dollar, the value of the dollar goes down because they're printing so much money with COVID and everything. Inflation's just gone crazy. And then now we're seeing like gold going up, which is kind of a warning sign, like, because gold is a warning sign. When the gold starts going up, then you got to watch out because shit's going to hit the fan. And gold's been going from 1,800 like an ounce. Now it's at 3,300, 3,200.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it just, how much has it gone up this year?
Like 50%, I think.
Pull up your phone quick. Show me how much it was worth back then.
All right, let me see.
Because that's like, it is insane how like, because obviously it makes sense. It's a precious metal, like titanium, silver and stuff. So like stuff like that is, again, there's technically less of gold though now than there was before. Like during the gold rush, there was so much gold, so gold was worth less. But now, since there's less gold.
Okay, so the price of gold increased by approximately 26% year to date in 2025. So imagine a 26, and gold doesn't even move that much. Gold's not supposed to move that much, but now it's going crazy. So, yeah, when gold starts going up, that means watch out. And I'll go back to when you told me you started investing. You said, "What should I do? Should I put money in right now that Trump's coming in?" Remember I told you, I was like, don't put it in right now. Because I'm like a contrarian, which means like most people go one side, I'm looking at the other boat. Cause it's like when you invest in something, when everyone's piled on this side to go up, it's like a scale that's already high. It can only go a little higher. But when you go on the other side, when you bet this side, you go have a little more room for gains. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I totally get it. I get it.
It's like contrarian. It doesn't work all the time, but certain times it does work. Like everyone was saying, oh, Trump's going to fix the economy. Trump's the savior. I was like, hold up. It's more of like the downside. Like obviously, if everyone's leaning like Trump's going to save, everyone's pouring money in. The only way to make more money is betting on the other side, which means it's going to go down a little bit. And so far, the market's gone down a little bit. I mean, it has its ups and downs. It's about volatility.
Well, okay, so like
this
is
gone down.
Not only that, but no,
it had its moments where
you're not wrong. I'm just saying this is how sometimes
down.
I see the how the market works.
Yeah.
Like when a president, like for example, like when Obama was president,
yeah,
he internally inherited Bush's problems. Mm-hmm. So like,
well, every president blames the president before them for their problems.
Well, in a sense though, but like, isn't that true? Because I mean, it makes sense, honestly, why sometimes that's how the market reacts and works.
Yeah.
Like in the first 4 terms, like say a president serves 8 years consecutively, right?
Yeah.
So the first 4 years is correcting problems. That's how it should go. That's how I believe it should go. And so usually when that happens, like during the 4 years, they have like the market's going to go down because Obama's trying to make it fix, make it work. Well, like not even Obama, just a president trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And then in his last 4 years, now all his plans that he implemented are working, and now it's fixing the economy, right? But then let's say now, a liberal president is like did that, right? So now the next president that serves the next 8 consecutive years is Republican. So like maybe granted the market might be doing well, but because he wants to change things, it can then make the market go up or go down. Because he wants to change how things work based off like, do I want, obviously Republicans right now, historically, they are, less taxes for the rich, more taxes for the poor. Liberals are more taxes for the rich, less taxes for the poor. So like that makes the market do crazy things. And then right now, the last few years, it's been like, I think that's why it's so hectic right now is because you had Trump, then you had Biden, then you had Trump again, you know? It's like, that's why the market's so crazy too.
Well, and when you look up, like, I've seen some charts, the market usually goes up during a Democrat president more than a Republican president.
Really?
To start. And I'm a Republican saying that, so. Well, I'm not like a Republican. I mean, I'm more conservative saying that, so it's not really biased, just the facts are the facts, you know?
Well, I mean, this even goes to, like, currently, like, how Bernie Sanders, you know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Bernie Sanders is. Yeah. He's America's grandpa. But he's all about, like, how billionaires shouldn't exist, you know, to an extent. And to an extent, I kind of believe on that, to an extent. Like, you can be a billionaire, but not to, like, the billionaire of, like, freaking, not Elon Musk, Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, yeah.
He literally bought a $500 million yacht?
He went to space, didn't he? Didn't he recently go to space with the chicks, with Katy Perry and all
that? Have you read anything about that? Let's talk about that.
I've seen a little bit of it. I've seen where
I've heard so much backlash.
We're like up in the air for like 10 minutes.
Exactly. I'm like, you went to space for 10 minutes, and you're all like, ay Dios mío, ay Dios, I thank you, I'm alive.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
it's like I get the whole. It was supposed to be a good thing to like empower women to like, you know, be in STEM degrees and like push. Excuse me, women innovation.
Yeah, I'm all for women innovation.
But it like it was like what I've been reading about. It's like it's very tone deaf. Like, do you not realize what's going on right now in the economy, what's going on in the world, and you decide to, of all things to do during this week, to send 10 very famous women, not even like these like renowned or acknowledged engineer women that you should be sending into space instead. But sending Katy Perry, Katy Perry's the only one I know, sorry, but I know there's other people.
Like
Gayle King was there. It's like, of all women, you send celebrities to go into space.
Then Bezos is like wife or girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that.
You know what I heard? This is a really fucked up joke. They said someone on a thing was like Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Jeff Bezos' flashlight went into space. I was like, wow, Jesus. I was like, don't call Jeff Bezos' wife.
Special guest Rubia coming in.
Jeff Bezos' flashlight.
But yeah, I guess another thing I want to say about like, I guess the market, I guess would say, most people think when an event happens, you think, oh, I'm going to put money in this because this already happened, you know. But the market already prices in that shit already. So like, if you think you're smarter than the market, like, you're like, okay, this happened, I'm going to invest in this. Like, it already happened. It already was priced in. So it's most likely to go down next instead of up. Because if you already caught the move, you already caught the move. Yeah. Thing. So that's kind of what I'm talking about there.
Oh, babe. Sorry, guys. I love my doggies. You want some attention. Yeah, man. See, this guy's knowledgeable. I'm telling you. That's why whenever I have a financial, I need some financial help,
But I would say with caution. I would say like if someone thinks they know everything, they don't know everything.
They don't.
Yeah, it's just
no. They don't know anything.
Yeah, no one knows. Like if I'm like, you're gonna make money doing this, like no, like everything's the risk. You do it or you don't. You know?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So it's like man. There's people online that'll like scam you, give you like not scam, but like offer like hundreds of dollars per lesson, and you got to be cautious out there.
Yeah, you can't just take anyone's advice. You have to research everything. Yeah. That's what we were talking about yesterday. Like. You can't just Google search something and then the first thing that hits is like, oh yeah, this is what has
to buy my book.
It has to be this, yeah. No, you have to like compare it to someone else, look at their like backtrack, their history, and be like, oh yeah, they have justifiable reason to say their product is worth this much money. Yeah. When it comes to advice like that. Yeah, very very knowledgeable man. Like whenever he was like. There's a point in our friendship where, like, it was during college, obviously, because he was in Texas Tech, I was in Texas State. Especially in college, when people go in college, you know, your friends that you grew up with, you kind of lose touch, not like on purpose. This is during college, the biggest time where you can lose touch with your friends that you grew up with, right? So, granted, I'm grateful that didn't happen with us, but because of what I'm saying with that is like, I didn't know what you were going up to, and there was a point where it was after college. You told us you almost died.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Tell this story. I'm going to
So-
make one. Quick. Come on, babes. Tell the story. You tell it.
All right, so I was out with a couple friends, or with one friend. Then we went out, I think clubbing or whatever, and I drank a little, but not like crazy enough to be drunk, like 1 or 2 drinks max, because I was driving that night. So we went up to an intersection on a turn, and the next thing you know, when I was unconscious. Next thing I know, I woke up, and I guess the dude just crashed straight into me, driver's side. So, and then I just woke up in an airbag right here, and then it's like the firefighters going like, "Yeah, all right, man, can you get out?" So I tried to open the door to get out, but it wouldn't open. And then the guy I was with, I had the accident with him. I never talked to him after that. He didn't really ask anything about insurances, nothing. He just kind of left, and then I guess he was cool, but that's where I kind of because I hung out with him a couple times, and that's where it just kind of ended. Which is weird too, a little side note, but. And then, they broke the window of the passenger side. I couldn't get out of driver's side because it was all jammed from when it hit. It was like, what is it called when you turn and it hits the side? Is it T-bone?
Yes, and then you got T-bone, basically?
Yeah, but right on the driver's side. So I get out, I had to actually crawl through the passenger window, and then the dude was like, "You need an ambulance?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
What? What? No, I'm good. Wait, so your car was upside down?
No, I was like, I was turning and I got turned to the side, I got hit, and it kind of just like...
You got T-bone.
Yeah,
okay.
T-bone,
I don't know why I pictured you upside down.
No, it wasn't upside, but it was like really in, I guess.
Wait, so
the car was like super smashed already.
So you couldn't open the door.
Couldn't open the door, but it was like I could have got hit. I got hit like directly almost. So like I went to the chiropractor, show him like the picture. Well, I said no ambulance, and I shouldn't have went because I should have went in the ambulance, but it was like a newer car, and I was like, "Fuck, my parents just bought this car for me to go," and I was more worried about the car than my health,
yourself.
Which is I shouldn't have done it back then. But now you're going back, you're like, yeah, I probably should have.
Wait, so continue. So like it was. I mean, you want to tell a story? Like, yeah, this is how. This is the first time hearing it in depth, I think. So keep going.
And then I got in the crash, and then I was like, "No, I don't need an ambulance right now," because I was feeling like all right, but it was all the adrenaline going. And then the cop's like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna take you to the hospital." So I actually went to the hospital, but not in an ambulance, in a cop car. Because I was like, ambulances are expensive as fuck.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, like what? I don't know. An ambulance is what? At least 1,000.
I don't know. It's pretty close, but
like if I don't know, even with insurance, I don't know how much it is, but it's like it's not like it's hundreds of dollars to go in an ambulance.
Yeah, looking back, I was like, you should have prioritized your health. Just go in an ambulance.
Wait, but so like,
and then the cop took me to the.
I'm listening.
Yeah, to the hospital. I had to get that little neck thing. What is it called?
Like, yeah, the little cone.
Yeah, cone. And then I did what is it? The MRI, I think, or
MRI or X-rays? X-rays, MRI.
Yeah, one of the X-rays. And it was good, but the next morning I woke up, I could barely like turn my shit because I guess I had like a herniated disc. I ended up with a herniated disc. So like I went to a chiropractor that had a machine that pulled your neck up to get the disc back in a little bit.
They had a machine for that?
Yeah, luckily
what? I want that machine.
It was like a machine where you laid down flat and then they pulled your neck up from your bone to get that disc. Because you know, like you have discs.
Yeah, the bulge. Yeah, and like
and one was sticking out, so you kind of like lift it up so it goes back in a little bit every time. It slowly tries to fix the.
I need to find this thing.
The disc back in.
Yeah.
And then I did that for during break, and then I just went back to school. I should have done it longer, but.
Wait, so to elaborate more. You said you were drinking a little bit. You weren't drunk.
No, I wasn't drunk at all.
But the guy who hit you, was he drunk?
I think he was. They never found the dude. They had a police.
He just left the scene?
I was hit and run, yeah.
You didn't even say that. Oh, my God. What a crazy story. So on top of T-boning you, he just fled the scene.
It was a truck, too, so that's even worse than a car was a truck. And then
there was no...
And then he just...
And they never found him.
They had like police report, but...
And they never found him. Oh, my God. Because no one was around either, right? Like, because like you're saying, cops and firefighters pulled you out.
Yeah, like after, I guess, obviously someone probably called.
So someone...
And then I was unconscious and I woke up and...
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking is like, no one was really around when it happened because someone would have said...
it was like a random, not a random, but like one of those...
Back roads.
Roads coming in. Some people like...
So someone eventually came up on you and they're like, oh, fuck. Like
this. Yeah, like I was a green light for me, but the dude was probably going red light. He ran the red light and just fucking smashed.
Dude, that sucks.
then I kind of just like, that changed a little perspective in life where like, all right. I mean, I wasn't going out crazy, but I was going out a little more.
Well, no, but like, you weren't like worried because again, it doesn't sound like you were drunk. It just literally.
No, I wasn't drunk.
And obviously, this person who hit you, they were in the complete wrong because they literally fled the scene.
Because there was like a report of like people observing. They wrote, the random people do like.
Yeah, the witness reports. Yeah,
witness. Yeah, they said it was a green light. They hit it. They ran the red light at the truck. So. God damn it. Yeah, and then I went to the chiropractor showing the picture. He's like, "Yeah, you could have died, dude." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh yeah, if they would have killed you, man. Like then they definitely would have found that guy. They had to have found that guy.
I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, you can look back and be mad at it, but I'm just kind of like,
which is good. No, Marco, that is a great outlet to have on life. Like
like it kind of like gets. If anything, like I take life a little more serious now. Don't do as much, not bad things, but like kind of.
You're not the only one though. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know. You know Stephen Henry, right? Do you remember him?
Yes.
I remember this happened to him too, which is honestly maybe why we last stopped being friends in a way. I don't know exactly what it was, but it changed his outlook on life. Where he was visiting me when I was living with Travis and Anthony Block.
Yeah.
In the Copper Beach house, the three-story thing.
I remember that, yeah.
It was him, David, and they came. We went out and everything. And I don't know why he decided to do this, and we've been drinking too.
Yeah.
It was like 3 a.m, and he was just like, I'm going to go home. I was like, you're going to go to Houston right now, 2.5 hours away.
Hell no.
And he was just like, yeah, man, I got work tomorrow. Or something like that. He had to do something tomorrow. I was like, it's freaking late. We've been drinking. Steven, please stay here. He's like, okay. I convinced him to stay for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And so he gets up, like late in the night. Like I fall asleep. And there's a bunch of people there. We've been drinking. And I think like an hour and a half later, I get a call in the middle of the night. It's late. And I'm still a little drunk. I can still feel it. Yeah. He's just like, dude, I've been in an accident. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man, like it's bad. So like it was way worse, Marco. He told me like he was driving a red Tacoma truck.
Yeah, I know he had a truck. I remember that.
And he literally, I don't know if he fell asleep or he got hit. Exactly what happened, but his truck, flipped upside down, and he like rolled.
Damn.
Yeah, and he was okay. He's okay, but like. It really changed. I could tell it really changed his outlook on life. Yeah. And I felt really bad being like, Steven, we can't come to you. Like, it's 1 o'clock. 1, it's 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
2, it's like, I'm drunk. I've been drinking. We drank. That's why I told you to stay. I couldn't argue with him. I wasn't like going to argue with him over the phone. And I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Because it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And I'm just like, Steven, are you okay? He's like, yeah. Like, he called me literally right after it happened. So like, the cops weren't even there yet.
Yeah.
I felt so bad being like, you sure you're okay?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just waiting for the cops now. Just waiting for the ambulance.
Change your outlook a little bit.
And I told everyone the next day, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, I can't believe he drove home. I told him not to. But yeah, it changed his outlook. And I know David still keeps up with him a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he has a good life. He has now, like, after that, he became very much like a family man, stay at home, do like,
I'm not like, whoa, change, but I'm like at the same time.
It does. I mean, obviously it does. Anything life, experience like that gives you a little bit more perspective on life. It does. I've had that too. I almost died 3 times. Oh, damn. But mine weren't like crazy.
You a cat 9 lives or what?
No, the 2 times that happened, literally, I almost fell to my death twice.
Jesus.
That's all it was. I was in Colombia, and I was at my aunt's farm, and she has like a really. On the when I said in the country in Colombia, it's like almost remote. Like jungle, remote, Yeah. So like, it's called El Mirador. It was
field.
Oh yeah. Be like, ¿Qué pasó? He's like, hola. He's like, vamos a pues. All the workers are hyped up. They're just like jumping around, going like, woo, tu madre, So they don't drink coffee. They cook coffee.
You're off the coke or what?
Anyways, there's a little like stream that goes down the mountain because she's very high up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And one day I decided, I don't know if I told anybody, but I decided to just go exploring this jungle. Like this is a jungle. There's literally monkeys out there. You can hear them like howler monkeys going, ooh, 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 like yelling and stuff. How the monkeys do.
Scary.
And so, yeah, man, it was. I don't know why I was such a little adventurous kid. I love being adventurous, and so. I said to follow this stream, so it's going down this mountain, and it's like, I'm in the jungle.
Yeah.
And there was this like there was this at one point, and it took me an hour to get down to where I was trying to go. I don't know, because at one point, I'll tell you why in a minute. So it took me an hour to get to this point. So like 45 minutes in, there was this like 30-foot drop off, like almost like a waterfall. But it was just like steep, and I decided to like free scale it down. Jesus. And right away, I slip. So I'm literally just falling down this wall like,
Those rocks have like, what is it,
the moss and stuff?
And
yeah.
shit? Yeah. Like
yeah, just like imagine like this is it. Imagine this is it, right?
Yeah,
it's like it's like a wall. It's literally the waterfall is like this. It's just like the wall's just wet. It's not like a waterfall, just a wet waterfall. Yeah. And I'm just trying to grip it down. And like right as I like try to climb down it, I just fall. Yeah. I'm just dragging on like oh my god. And I caught something. Thank God it was like a big like grip, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And I hugged that wall for like 15 minutes, just staying there at one spot, just like, Dios mío, bendito, gracias a Dios. Estoy vivo. And then eventually I climbed down. And I made my way. Not even 10 minutes later, I get to a point where I can't go anymore, because literally it's even a bigger drop off. It's like if I were to try to go down, it'd be like 200 feet down. Then I definitely would have tried climbing. I was like, nope, I'm going back. But yeah, that was the first time. And then the second time was in Australia. I was in Melbourne, and
was it Aussie?
Yeah, it was off the coast. Yeah, Aussie. Good day. It's quite nice. I was like, oh no. But yeah, we got this really beautiful beach, and I was with my mom, because my mom took me to Australia to visit her longtime high school friend that she met in Colombia, and her friend moved out to Australia and met some guy there, got married there. So we were visiting them. Yeah. And so we were off of Melbourne. I don't know exactly where, off of the coast of Melbourne, like an hour away from Melbourne. And we went to this beach, and I decided to go like exploring, like I always do. Literally, I go exploring all the time. I swear I do. I did this in Belize. I did this in Portugal. I did this. I saw the pictures. I do it all the time, man. I just explore. I love exploring. So I decided to go running on this trail. And it's like, the coast is like, let me move this pillow. This is the beach. This is the ocean over here. Yeah. And the coast is literally, this is how the coast looks. Like the hill and the cliffs are like this high, and the drop off is this high from the beach. Yeah. That's how low the water is. So I'm running. Eventually I get to a point where like I have to like go down, because I can't leave. It's blocked up here. So it's steeper here. Yeah. And so it's a beach. So it's sandy. So I'm running down like this very steep like cliff, and the sand like apparently it was like at a certain point it gets so loose that as I'm running I just slip and fall. Damn. And then I'm just falling again, just like in the waterfall. But this was steeper, way steeper.
Because I'm free.
Because I'm free. I'm free fall. And this is not waterfall rock. There's nothing to grip onto. It's sand. So I'm like, this time I really am scared. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm like gripping like and everything. I'm just like, nothing. And I get to the right as I'm about to fall off the cliff, I'm able to like grab the hit of it, like this. I'm just like, the side. If I didn't grab anything, I would have died. And then I pull myself up and I look down like dead. There was a bunch of rocks down there, jagged and everything. I would have been dead.
Hell no, it would have scarred me.
Nope. I was like, I'm gonna keep running. I was adrenaline, man. I don't know if it's like I'm adrenaline junkie or not, but I just love to explore.
Oh, one thing I recently experienced, I never experienced anxiety until, it's funny because you know how I always drink energy drinks when I come here, right?
Yeah, you do. You love it.
So I had I stopped drinking them though. So I drank like 1 or 2 a day almost. And I was like, what the fuck am I feeling? Like, I woke up, like, shoulder hurts, fucking, I was so all antsy, like, I wanted to do something, but couldn't do nothing, but I wanted to do something. And I'm, like, sitting there all, like, what is it called, where you, like, jittery and stuff?
You're jittery, yeah.
And, like, I felt like I want to do something, but I can't do it, because I'm like, all right, I got to do something. And then, I guess that was because, I drank way too much energy drinks. And I was like, oh, this is anxiety. So, like, it lasted for days. I was just like, what is this? I was like, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop drinking caffeine. So I used to drink like coffee and like 2 energy drinks or like
coffee and 2 energy drinks.
Yeah.
Marco, I didn't know it was that bad.
I don't know. I just kind of because I did it for like while I was losing weight. It's like less.
Yeah, because it makes you fuller too and everything. It does.
And then I was like, yeah, it's got to stop. And then that was the first time I experienced like anxiety, where I was like, all right, I never experienced anxiety before.
Really, that's your first time ever?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't really get. I mean, it's not that I don't get. It's just that was my first time experiencing it, and I was all jittery. I was like, yeah, but it was my own fault caused for drinking it. But
interesting.
It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy that you think that's your first time experiencing it. I mean, that's really good, Marco. That's not a bad thing. That's now you realize what anxiety is.
Yeah, it was like an experience in life. I was like, shit, this is what people are talking about, man, because I never experienced it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. Going back when I was visiting my folks just recently, this past weekend, it's something. We went. It was you're Central Catholic. You would know what's the weekend. Like it was like they were celebrating Jesus coming into Jerusalem, right?
That's not Easter. No,
no. That was last week.
Oh, you mean like Palm Sunday?
Yeah, that's what it's called, Palm Sunday. So we went to. It's been a while since I've been to church.
Palm Sunday. Yeah.
So we went to church Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
So we to celebrate Jesus walking into Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And everyone, I didn't know the story that whenever he walked in, all the people were giving him palms of leaves. Yeah.
Went in on a donkey. Yeah.
Donkey.
Yeah.
He went on a donkey.
I go to church. They give church to hand out those leaves and stuff and everything. So yeah. What was on that day, or what was that?
Oh, so yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is the reason why
I was like, wait, hold on.
I'm saying this story is because I was a little anxious going to church. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, and part of I don't know why church gives me anxiety, but it kind of does. I don't know. It's just because I don't want to hear about the word of the Bible, or like I know this one time when it was like what happened is like I think the last time I went to church prior to that I had a really bad anxiety attack. Damn. A really bad one. You have anxiety, but you never had a panic attack.
No.
It's like 10 times worse. It's like you feel like you're having a heart attack.
I gotta
exactly. It feels bad. It's not good. It wasn't my worst one, but it was pretty bad.
To do an exorcism soon on this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, she just wants attention. I know, we're right here, babes. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I got a little excited, but I got over it because I was with my family, and also, it's called Mass. But my grandpa passed away years ago, and the church that used to be a church you got into, so they recognized him there that day as well. Mm-hmm. So that's also we went to church on top of Palm Sunday.
Oh, okay. Was it like a service for him? Was that type of
so I mean, maybe that's why the anxiety went away. But like, it was kind of nice. I did enjoy it. I didn't really listen. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Because I was.
I would say my take on church is. Because church is boring. Like Catholic church, if you go to it, it is pretty boring.
It was a Catholic church too.
Yeah, like I said, you could probably attest to it, but it is boring in Catholic church. It's not like a rock concert like some other churches are.
Oh yeah, but that's like that's why people are turning to the Christianity more, because it's like it's more exciting.
Yeah, like if you're younger, like say you're young, one church is doing a traditional way of like how Jesus did Mass back then. Other churches doing like talk about the Bible and lessons, and you have like music and a little concert here and there. The young person's gonna want to go to like second choice. Yeah. Which I get it. It's just the way it is.
I mean, that's kind of why maybe it's not like I'm against it, but like it's kind of like a weird way to do church, where like all you do is go to church, especially a Catholic church, and they just read from the Bible. Like that's why I did like Christianity church, because it's more of like an interpretation of like the pastor you're listening to. It's like he'll read a book
like
or a verse
with verses and how they were
exactly. He's like he'll compare, and that's I do enjoy listening to. I did because it's like you can learn even if you don't agree with what he's saying, you can learn something from what he's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't, even if you do, or if you agree with it, most of the time I think you'll get something from it. You will.
Yeah.
When it comes to Catholic church, where they just read the Bible, if you already know the story, it's just like. I could have just read this chapter today at home or something like that.
Well, Catholic Church pretty much like they read a verse from the Bible, then the priest kind of talks about like life a little bit there and how it relates a little bit.
Yeah, not this Sunday.
Not like
but this Sunday
do like
was
a little off script type of.
But this Sunday was purely reading from it.
Yeah, purely reading.
And then like the little like segues would be like he would stop and then they would sing a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they would keep going.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
But you got to realize like they're doing what Jesus pretty much did
what he
back
did.
Then. It's just doing it. I guess we'd say traditional way, but it is boring, yeah.
But didn't Jesus did he really? He didn't read from anything. He just he was preaching something.
Yeah, it is. What it is like it's kind of like not say a ritual, but like kind of like a ritual where you do the the Eucharist where they put in the mouth and the wine. They turn like the wine and the body of Christ type thing, which Catholics actually believe it does turn into the wine, his actual body and blood. So. Sounds crazy. It's crazy. From looking from the outside, does it sound crazy? Hell yeah, it sounds crazy.
I told my mom this whenever the communion was happening.
Yeah.
I looked at my mom and I was just like, I started laughing, and she's like, "Bocarias."
Yeah.
I'm like, I just had this weird thought. I was just like, what if you went up there and like you want to do communion, and I was just like, me being on a diet right now, I was like, do you have nothing with no carbs? I'm not trying to intake carbs right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I need communion with no carbs. I'm on that keto diet. I mean, I'm not on that keto diet right now. It was just a silly joke. It was just made me laugh.
I pissed her off.
And she was like, "No, bromas, iglesia."
Yeah, like I said, like looking back, like I look from like a perspective of someone who's never seen it. Like, does it sound crazy? Yeah, it is crazy, but it's kind of like I guess it's what's written in the script, and if you believe it.
Wait, what's crazy? What's crazy?
Not script, but like.
No, but what's crazy?
Crazy is like turning. It's like I guess like a ritual type of or sacrifice.
Oh,
the body of the Eucharist turning into body and blood of the wine, body and blood of Jesus. It actually, we do believe it is actually like body and blood. It's not it's not like
the communion and the wine.
Catholics, yeah, we believe it. It's actually like his actual body and blood. And there's actually been cases where like people try to steal the Eucharist, right? Like put in their mouth
really?
Like some satanic people try to steal the Eucharist, use it for their own ritual. Because usually the right way to do it is put it in the mouth, the tongue.
Yeah.
But in America it's like they do it like in the hand. They put it in the hand, and they got to see you put it in. But some people like try to do it and take it.
Oh, and then they're like, I'm gonna use it for my own ritual purposes.
Their own like I guess demonic stuff. I don't know what they do with it. There's the cases of it, so like. You can make a case it is, make a case it's not. It's like I said, nothing. I'm not saying anything's right or wrong, but
man,
it's crazy.
We're getting started. This is why we were talking about this earlier. This is why I want to talk to you about like with this stuff. But we are getting to the end of this podcast episode. We've talked for almost an hour and a half now. And we just got somewhere to go, man. That's the only thing. We're going to that Luna nightclub here in Austin, just opening this weekend.
Be ready for part 2,
Part 2, yeah, part 2 and back. Oh, we can totally
a little more.
We can totally discuss this because I would love to discuss like this topic right now.
A little more
I did not know this about all. This is interesting.
Yeah, like I said,
because like to me, this goes on the whole like does good and evil actually exist?
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like when it comes to religion, like you have angels versus devil, basically. Because like. To an extent, I believe like that type of evil does exist. Like there is this like pure force fighting this evil demonic force.
Well, to be good, there's got to be bad, kind of yin and yang type of.
Exactly, kind of like that. So like for me, it's like how I see good and evil. It's almost like Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I've seen like the first season. I haven't seen the second. But yeah,
you only seen the first season?
Yeah, I only seen the
first season. Dude. You've only seen the first season?
Yeah.
Every season, dude, gets better and better.
It's been a while since I've seen
the fourth season, dude. Phenomenal. Some of the best TV when TV was going on. Like TV was going on.
Just watching anime, man.
Anime is cool, man. I love anime. Like freaking
by anime part 2.
I wish I could. I mean, but I don't watch anime that much. My brother loves anime. Dave loves anime. But the only anime I ever watched was like the first season of Naruto, the first season of One Piece. And I watched the only anime I loved is Bleach. I love Bleach for some reason.
I love Bleach too.
I watched all of Bleach.
You do?
Even
the new one that came out?
Not the 1,000-Year War yet.
Okay.
But I mean I've been wanting to, but I'm just watching other things. But I've watched the whole first show basically.
It gets better. It gets better.
I bet it does because like it's crazy to me how Ichigo loses powers. And I was just like, after towards the end of the show, right?
Yeah.
He loses, spoiler alert, by the way. It's been a while anyway, but still.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it by now, bro.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it by now, you're lost. He loses his powers after that, like after the whole story of the,
I think I remember.
what the Rankars or the evil or Soul Society.
Yeah.
The guy, the leader, the guy. Mm-hmm. He fights him to the death, and it's like, I wish the final battle with him was more like epic.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't.
You're talking about like Aizen? Like him
Aizen. I think this was going to be right. I wish it was more epic.
It's a little hazy in my memory, but I
it was. Yeah, no, that's right. That's good. That's his name. And like Ichigo goes off, but then after he does, he loses his powers.
Oh, dang.
Right? That's what happened.
I can't confirm. It's been a while since I watched that.
But his power, he loses power slowly. Like he doesn't lose it right away, but like his powers will slowly weaken. And then towards the end of the show, like the final episodes, he gets them back.
Oh, okay.
And then that's why the 1,000-Year War is happening. Because it has to do with the, what's his friend with the do you remember the guy who like, he's a spirit archer basically?
Yeah.
I forget what they're called.
I know what you're called.
But that's what the 1,000-Year War is about.
Yeah, the Quincy's. Yeah.
The Quincy's.
Yeah.
God, you're so good with this. Good shit. This guy loves anime then.
I know his
know.
name.
I know
you're
Ichigo.
talking about. I forgot his name, but I'm not good with names. But I know.
I couldn't believe this whole time though, after the show ended, that Ichigo means strawberry.
Does it?
Yes.
Know that.
In Japan, it means strawberry.
I didn't know that.
So just like his name is Strawberry?
Strawberry.
What kind of name is that for a badass character? Ichigo! Strawberry, come here, Strawberry.
And they have that Mexican dude. Like,
that guy was cool. Chad. Of all names, Chad.
Chad.
Oh, okay. Whenever I hear Chad, I think of the Pete.
He's always like some random Hispanic. Brazo izquierda.
Brazo izquierda. Brazo derecha.
Literally just means right arm, left.
Pierna. Duro.
Yeah, I want to cosplay Chad.
That would be a cool cosplay. You just need a Hawaiian shirt, like some like glove that reaches all up to here, and then just jeans. And then tonight will be the night that I will die for you. Man, this is a good episode. I like this. Thank you for coming. Marco, do you want to plug anything? I know you don't really have any.
I'm not really a social media type of guy.
Oh, social media.
I guess not yet. We're working on it. Yeah, like I said, not yet. Working on it.
Yeah, because obviously this is like part of the part. Like the reason why you get on too is if eventually any guest who's on and they want to like promote something. Like whatever. I know eventually I'm gonna have my neighbor on, and she's, I feel like I always mention her every episode because she inspired me to believe that it's possible to do a podcast. Like it's simply just all you need is a camera and a mic, and you can do it. So, anyway, shout out to her, Ashley. I eventually want to have her on, and she has all these plugins. She has an OnlyFans now. She has her podcast that she does, and I would love to plug her in too. So, if you ever do anything, I'll totally plug it in.
I'll plug in investment. Just invest in gold and silver.
Yeah, there you go. This is just advice. This is an actual
not
legal advice, financial advice. So just take it, grain of salt. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to. Don't
gold
take
and
it.
Silver is where it's at.
Grain of salt, guys.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Be back for part 2.
Yeah, you definitely have to be back on because now we have so much more to discuss. Because God, we only really talked about
beginning, I guess.
3 things. Topics that we talked about, and usually
we'll be a little more, I guess, strategic and have main. This was a little more freestyle.
But that's what I mean. Yeah. Part of the podcast, part of it is to be freestyle,
which is good.
It just really naturally flow to whatever it is. I want there's topics that I want to discuss, but if we don't talk to it, it's whatever. You can easily be back on the podcast episode again because it's not like I have a list of people being like me next, me right here.
Yeah.
I
guess we'll have different topics, make it fun and financial and whatever. Mix it up a little bit and chop it up.
We got so much more. I wanted to even talk on these things we did. Anyways, we got to get going. I love you, man. We're going to have a good weekend because I know you're still in town for the whole weekend. So thank you for listening, tuning in. Bye, everyone.
See you.